Hello and welcome to this live stream. How are you doing? Have you all enjoyed the massive video that went live yesterday? It was quite a thing, wasn't it? I assume that some of you may not even have had the time yet to watch it, but still may want to do so. It's nearly a goddamn hour long. That's why it took me 3 weeks to make, because, you know, divided by 3 you get 17 minutes. A 17-minute video 3 weeks in a row would be quite long for me already. So, in terms of, you know, duration, it very much tracks that it took me that long to make, but still, that's quite a project. Because keep in mind, this is my full-time job. It's not like I've been going to work and doing this, you know, like 2 or 3 hours every day. It was a full-time job working on it. It was a lot of fun. And kind of a risk. Because, you know, usually I upload weekly, and now I didn't upload for 3 weeks in order to make this video. So far I'd say it worked out. People enjoyed it. They watched for a long time. And yeah, I enjoyed making it a lot. I might be doing this more often. I mean, Nissa and I are kind of already doing some pre-work on another big project, but that's for a little bit later. I'm first gonna do some normal videos in between. So yeah, for this one I thought we'd do Heide Park and then just, you know, build more rides. Make it bigger. I've done that before with Alton Towers and that was a lot of fun. So, you know what I noticed actually? I noticed this before. These 3 all don't have any description. These do. But the RST1 ones don't. Neither do these. Panda World does from RST2, but the 4 from RST1, they don't. Alright, thank you for the 29 months, cringe. Loved the video, it was really well made. Cannot wait for the next one where you do even crazier things. I mean, in terms of in terms of doing like all like strategies, really going deep into the way the game functions, I'm not sure if anytime soon I'll go deeper, because this was very dense in terms of information, right? By the way, I don't know if you guys remember, but Heide Park was the one park that you could complete without doing anything. I made a video about that. Can you complete a park without, you know, while doing nothing? And yes, you can, if you're really lucky. It'll be a great stream. It took me many hours to do that. Okay, before we build anything, let's have a little look at the park. So it starts out with a section with a bunch of stalls and some scenery that you can easily mistake for stalls if you just glance at it. There are 6 stalls here I count: an info kiosk, a toilet, a burger bar, popcorn stall, hot dog stall and a pizza stall. But there are tons of other little highs here and similarly shaped and sized things. So you might see them for a lot more. Then we have a merry-go-round, another merry-go-round. This thing, the Alligatoren show. The alligator show? There was an alligator show in Heide Park? Huh. Then you have the Hooly Gooly. What is this called? Ah, the Café Assen carousel. No, Café Tassen, not Café Assen. Café Tassen. I think means coffee bags. What's this thing called? Nostalgisches carousel. Nostalgic carousels. That one's not very difficult. What else we got? We got a swing ship called Santa Maria Schiefschaukel. Schiefschaukel. That sounds like ship swing. Something like that. Is Schief ship? I don't know. I can German a little bit, but I don't German that well. Oh, this one's just called Old 99. Well, that's easy. I like the little flower beds. Would have to be Schiefschaukel with an additional S. Maybe it's missing, maybe it's not. I don't know. We also have a third merry-go-round called Merry-Go-Round 1. Very inventive. And Riesenkrake. Then we have here a river rapids called Mountain Rafting. Which is suddenly not very German, now is it? Also, I think this one misses a stat requirement. Yeah, it has no drop. And it needs that. Well, I don't know if it needs a drop, but it needs a minimum drop height of 1 meter. So, any drop will do. We have a monorail that goes kind of around, well, not around the entire park, but actually doesn't go around that big of a section, and it only has 1 station. It's a bit useless for transport ride. The monorail Schwebebahn. I don't know what Schwebe means. Bahn is track. We also have the Grottenblitz, which is some like a cave runner, something like that, I think. Does this go underground? Wait, no, this is tiny. I thought it was going somewhere, but no, it's just absolutely tiny. Hang on. No, don't wait for full load. I want to see you. Oh, and at this exact moment, it's getting fully loaded. Look at this. It goes up. And then goes down. And goes down again. Oh, and then it goes through the grotten. Grotten means caves. And then, yeah, terrible stats, obviously. Absolutely awful. Here we have a third twist called Flipper. I mean, in reality, these twists are supposed to represent a bunch of different rides, but the variety of flat rides is not that great in OpenRCT2, so 2 different rides that are somewhat similar may both turn into a twist. Then we have here the observation tower, which I was told is now a rotor drop, called Condor. And 2 white rides, a top spin and a rain. I guess if you combine all the colors, this is a rainbow. But yeah, I think the name is not entirely accurate here. And here we have Big Loop. It does 2 loops and 2 corkscrews. Big Loop is very much a misname. Condor was some kind of carousel. Was another, I mean, someone said a rotor drop was transformed into, or an ops tower was transformed into a rotor drop. Limit, which is the very standard suspended looping coaster design that is used all over the world. The first one, I believe, was installed in Walibi World, Six Flags Holland back then. Still exists there. And it was also installed here in Heide Park. And it was also installed in, I know, at least Six Flags Belgium has it too, called Vampire, I believe. Make a dance park here. Nah, it's a bit too big for a dance park. Here we have the Schweizer Bobbahn. I don't know what Schweizer... No. white is weiß. So Schweizer I don't think means white. I don't know what Schweizer means. This is the first time I watch a live stream. Can't stay long. Well, I'm glad to have you for whatever time you can be here, Rekka-chan. Oh, Swiss, obviously. Swiss bobsleigh. Yeah, the corkscrew is like the Python. It's a bit different in layout, but the elements are basically the same. Chain lift, 2 loops, 2 corkscrews and helix. Layout is slightly different. Okay, here we have Wildwasserbahn. Mate, you used the wrong... I mean, this is literally a Wildwasserbahn. Literally translates to river rapids. I guess a wild water track, if you translate the 3 words individually. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Pufferfish 69 carat and voiced tunic. But you know, I don't know what a ride looks like in real life, so this might be better, might be more accurate. And here we have Aussichtsturm. I don't know what that means. I guess Aussicht is like viewpoint, and Sturm. I don't know what that is. Turm is tower. A Sturm is storm. Yeah, but that wouldn't really make much sense. Sline, hello! Good to see you here, mate. Thank you for the 34 months. Have you been lurking more over the past few weeks? Or is this the first time you're here again? Okay, so Turm is tower. But yeah, very good to see you here, Mr. Sline. Haven't been watching much. Oh, don't say sorry, I was just curious. I'm not expecting you to. Like, you're in the hospital, yeah? And even if you weren't, like, if you... then we have a monorail called Hoogbaan, which means a high track. And it's kind of elevated, so that makes sense. How is your time? Is it... Do you find a way to pass the time, or is that difficult? We have a spiral slide called Spielplatz, which is just playground. And a Delfinarium, a circus, which I think, you know, dolphins. German lesson with Marcel, hell yeah. And we have Monza Rennstrecke. I don't know what that means. So, Nusse and other German speakers in the chat, how is my German pronunciation? I have a feeling it's obviously not perfect or anything, but I don't think it's terrible. This is the Bounty Schiefschaukel. We already had the normal Schiefschaukel. Oh, it's the Monza racetrack. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. It's a bit off. Okay, but as long as it's not terrible, I can live with that. Sounds like you're Dutch, but otherwise could be worse. That makes sense. The Heide Park Express. Well, that one's easy. Another car ride. Old timer Rundkoers. Rundkoers means like a round trip, I think. You sleep a lot. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, I got family around a lot. I mean, slowly you can get better. You can do more things, like watching this live stream. Oh, the 4th merry-go-round called Pferdekarussell. Surrounded by Flossvaart. Vaart. Which, Vaart? I don't know if it's an A or an R, but yeah, it's fart. It's a This just means like going on a boat, like sailing on a boat. Varen. And I know what vlos is. Verde is horses. Oh, that makes total sense. My mouth is on fire. Well, I did tell you you should not swallow the fire. But you tried, and now your mouth is on fire. That's what happens. Alright, let's add a wild mouse. Hang on, there's a third observation. It's a lot of repetition of rides, isn't there? We have 3 observation towers. 1, 2, 3. They're all basically white. I think we've seen 4 merry-go-rounds. Seen like 2 circi, or circuses. 3 twists. 2 monorails. Like 1, 2, 3 boat hires. I think 1, 2, 3 car rides as well. Yeah. Give the rights you build German names. Oh, hang on, I first need to get some money. Oh yeah, that's right. We're stupidly in debt. We lost 10,000 euros while I was going over the park. Whoopsie daisy. Hang on, are we charging anything for the entrance? Yes, we are. Well, in that case, advertising, baby. How rich are the guests here? Let's do a little check. 100. Okay, that means we can charge at least 70. Makes it a bit easier. Drown guest 404. Oh yeah, I also needed to drown guest 69. My bad, I forgot. 69 is gone. I can do 169. And drown guest 404. Is 404 found? 404 not found. Also, what up, Duvel? Is 1404 found? 1404 is found, baby. There we go. In honor of Slime. Well, in honor is a bit... It sounds like you're dead. Dedicated to Slime. So I got both of your seals of approval for drowning 169 and 1404, but I went away with it anyway before you approved it. Because if you wanted someone else, then we only have someone else to drown, which is only nice. Name the park Vulgaris Magistralis. Is that Latin for magnificently vulgar? Fire all the stuff. Oh, that's right. We have only 7 handyman in this park. Why do you have the same amount of mechanics and handyman? That's almost always a terrible idea. Know your classics. No, I don't. I don't Latin. I've never had Latin in school. Alright. I don't know what it means. I might have just said something very inappropriate. Well, I love how slow these are going. Do we have the mine? Yeah, we have the mine carts available with 2 cars per train. That'll fare a little bit better. It's a song by Normaal and covered by Heide. Oh, I know Heide. I mean, I've heard of the band Normaal too, but I've actually listened to a few Heide songs a few years ago. And my problem with Heide folk is that it's Dutch. And whenever I listen to it, it just sounds silly to me. Folk metal in Dutch. Like musically, it's all it's all perfectly fine, but it just sounds silly. And here we have our wild mice coaster. Just today I considered spontaneously going to Heide Park. If you live close enough. It's a bit late now, so maybe tomorrow. Take a day off work. Luckily the song isn't in Dutch, it's in Gelders. I didn't know Gelders was its own language. Thank you for the follow. 404 no username. Alright. Let's look at the stats. Whoopsie daisy. Extreme lateral G's. Yeah, I know exactly why that happens. Right there. Alright, that should solve it. More of a dialect, yeah, that makes sense. Ooh, hang on. Maybe that one is also a culprit. Well, we might still have excessive lats. Yeah, we still do. And exactly here is the issue, I think. There we go. That solved it. And now we got good stats. And suddenly we're making a lot from the park entrance. Also, I'm going to charge a little bit of money for this. They don't want to pay that much, and I don't really care about the revenue. I just want to be able to advertise this wild mouse, so that the advertisement for this actually works. You know, advertise free tickets for it. That way we can have all the ads in the world. Alright, see ya, Rika. Time for a fresh coat of paint. Oh. I mean, I say fresh, and this is different than what we had, but I feel like this is very close to one of the default color schemes. Then again, you do kind of want one of those dark support colors, or at least like monochrome or very dark. Basically white, brown, grey or black. I'm from Hanover, it's about 80 kilometers to Heide Park. Yeah, so very much doable spontaneously. It's like a little bit over an hour's drive probably. So, we made 13k from the park entrance in May. That should be enough. I mean, it's only enough to offset like half the loan. So it's not enough, I think. Although we only started advertising halfway through May, so well, not halfway, but somewhere partly through May. So yeah, with 8th of June we're already on nearly 5k. So I think we'll be doing well enough. You know what? I think we need more balloon stalls. How many do we have? Just one, and it's selling white balloons. You know, balloon stalls. Hang on, can't have you with the blue. Balloon stalls might be the most profitable ride in the game. And in this case, with ride, I mean anything from this. So both rides and stalls combined. It's not exactly clear yet and calculated yet. But Nusse, of course it's Nusse, it's always Nusse, did some experiments and did a rough calculation that you should be able, with just some balloon stalls, make 4 million a month. But we got 2 blue. Hang on. You and you will never see the light of day again. Oh, hang on. I think I got the wrong one there. No, again. You. Are you going to semi-drown guests again so they let go of their balloon? Yes. Make a double penetration, Woody. It's not gonna work. This thing doesn't have a loop. I can build a Woody for you. I can give you a massive Woody, but I can't penetrate with it. Yeah, so for those who don't know, let's say you have Mr. Purple Balloon here. If you drown them and then pick them up again, they'll let go of their balloon, right? And then they can buy a new one. And they're unharmed. A bit wet, but unharmed. Just like your mom last night. And, hey, look at that. He just bought it. No, he didn't. Someone else bought the balloon. At the same time he was at the balloon stall. But yeah, if they immediately buy a balloon, then you can do the same thing. And then do the same thing. And then do this. You get the idea. Where's the fun in unharming them? Well, if you want to make a lot of profit, then you can't get rid of the guests if you want them to keep buying balloons over and over and over again. Because if you get rid of the guests, no one's buying your balloons. And we want to make as much profit as possible. Wait, fire all the staff. No, never mind, I didn't miss that. I just forgot I did it. Well, let's hide them again, because that was 9 minutes ago. And Nusse did a short test with about 10 guests and drowned them for a while. And from that he extrapolated that could be about... Yes, it's an RC1 Woody. Could be about, 4 million in a month. Which is a lot. So I'm gonna have to do a more detailed test on that. Now, obviously, actually performing that is not possible. Because 4 million a month, I saw he was charging 330 for the balloons. So that would mean over 1 million times would a guest have to buy a balloon. Which means that over 1 million times you would need to drown a guest and then put them back. With pause screen, anything's possible. I mean, theoretically, yes. Practically, no. Okay, we shall build our Woody here. What makes the guests let go of balloons when not being drowned? Is it random? I assume there's some randomness in it. Hang on. Let's just have a look. Because why not? So. This is the code. And if we just search... Oh, hang on, maybe it's on this page. Balloon. Okay, that's something with sitting. Buying a balloon. Ah. Balloon popped. Okay, that's just something to do. Balloon popped, I think. Yeah, because I was playing the audio. Yeah, that's the RST1 version, Mr. Vedra, so it can't do much. Okay, I'm not finding anything about letting go from balloons here. Let's just search the entire code for balloon. Lol, we have balloon.h, balloon.ccp. Ah, guest release balloon. Okay, so we need to find the function guest release balloon. Because somewhere that function is called... Ah, in peep. Okay, this is for dropping their balloon when they drown. Well, not necessarily drown, but when they're dropped in water, so when they are drowning. This is for when they're applauding. I strongly suggest you use an IDE for this kind of stuff. I mean, why? Is that making it easier to look through the code? Because this is quite easy. Okay, this is the function itself. I mean, I guess you can right click and have find usages in an IDE. Anyway. Guest release a balloon, I can only find here. So this is the function itself. This is where it's declared. This is about drowning. Update falling. What does amai mean? It's kind of a thing Belgians say. Oh, Flemish people, weirdly. I'm not seeing any randomness here either. This is for applauding. So... This was all we got. So I'm not sure. How that exactly worked. I can't find the randomness of it. Let's search for a balloon again. Maybe in balloon.ccp. I think this is actually only the floating balloon. Yeah, this is only the floating balloon. Some scripting stuff. Looks like I can't find it. This is all very technical stuff, and it's all some language stuff. I might look into it later, but let's get back to the game now. But luckily you can force them by briefly drowning them. Also, for those who didn't see my pinned comment on the YouTube video, we have a method for completing the final 6 ride profit goal scenarios without using rides. I mean, I think my solution was adequate and was fun. You know, I count it as valid. But Nusse came up with a solution that doesn't involve rides. Which is better. And the whole problem is that I haven't seen the video yet. I mean, that's fair. Is there anyone else who hasn't seen the video yet? Because maybe I shouldn't spoil too much. And again, we have been talking about it in the Discord, so... maybe I shouldn't spoil it. How much speed do we have left here? Alright. This test function is, as always, magnificently useful. So, plenty of speed left for the water splash. This wooden coaster always feels very underwhelming for me to use. There's just so much that it can't do that we're used to the wooden coaster from Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 being able to do. And there is actually a variant called Wooden Twister Coaster in RST1 that can do that too. But for example... hang on. Where's my Wild Mouse 1? Hang on, what was this called? Yeah, Wooden Wild Mouse. Or is it under there? Yes, it is. Why am I advertising free entry anyway? That's a bit useless. And yes, I will advertise the floss fart. I just bought 2 new Switch games for my birthday, so I'm slacking on my YouTube subscriptions. That makes total sense. When I got Pokemon X, I played it 17 hours in the first 24 hours I had it. Or something like that. But yeah, this wooden coaster, it can do so much not that I would love it to do. For example, it doesn't do steep turns. It doesn't do sloped banked turns. It doesn't do helixes. It doesn't do loops, which is not that bad, but yeah, sometimes they're nice. But loops I could miss. But it's the sloped banked turns, and even the bankings it does have is not as sharply banked. I got the new Princess Peach game and Super Mario Odyssey, which I previously borrowed from a friend. I didn't know there was a new Princess Peach game, but then again, I don't keep any track of that at all, because I don't play the games. I'm 390 days into Duolingo for German and Fluss Fart still makes me laugh. I mean, there are a lot of other things like that. Like, for example, the word cut in English sometimes still makes me giggle a bit. Because in Dutch, kut means cunt. I mean, it's a bit less vulgar here. But it's basically slang for vagina. You spell it with a K instead of a C, and the pronunciation is a little bit different, like kut and cut. It's similar enough that it's funny. Thank you for the 14 months, Ryan Red Fox. I like your last video on YouTube. Well, thank you. Put a lot of effort into it. I'm still partway through the new video. Really dig it so far. Nice. It's getting less vulgar here now, apparently. I mean, the word cunt is more vulgar in American English than it is in British English. And especially in Australian English. In Australia, it's not really much vulgar at all. I mean, it's still kind of, you know, an offensive word a little bit, but like still a swear word, but not that much. But the word kut in Dutch has kind of a little bit of a different function. I mean, you can use both to describe female genitals, but if something just goes a little bit wrong, like for example, if you're trying to put salt on your food and you put in way more than you need to, you can just say kut. It's a bit like the English, like damn or shit. And it's funny because shit in Dutch is kind of like a little bit less rude than shit in English. And the word kut is kind of about as rude as the word shit in English. Kut is definitely my most used swear word because it's so incredibly versatile. Because if you don't like something, you just call it kut. For example, the Hardline coaster is just a kut roller coaster type. And that's a bit different than the word shit, actually. Because if you say it's a shit roller coaster type, you mean it's bad, it's terrible. But kut is just kind of very unlikable. It could mean bad, but it's also just something unlikable about it. It's a slightly different vibe. Alright, we got our favorite Wild West style for the wooden coaster. Now let's color it up. Ooh, I like this. It's kind of a rich color scheme. Ooh, now I don't like this. Ah! This is not bad, but it's a bit too big for this white support color. This could work if it was like a very compact style coaster. Now this is... We've already seen that. Sepia. Sepia is not bad. It's kind of like a dark salmon pink. My master thesis in university was about that type of the letter H as found in vaart. It's interesting how you can write an entire thesis about that. Such a seemingly tiny thing. This wine tastes like it's cut with water. Name the wooden coaster Humu Humu. Excuse me? Did you just have a stroke? I assume it's some New Zealandish thing? It sounds Maori. Maori is not the correct pronunciation, I think, but it's like Maori. I have no idea what this means. For all I know, this means I screwed your mum last night. Oh, it's Hawaiian. Well, similar enough. Alright, let's have a little drink of water. You should Google it. Okay, hang on. Oh yeah, it's literally just a fish. Oh, hang on, it was supposed to be apostrophe A. Oh, I did apostrophe S. Yeah, we can also just call it the blub blub. Okay, 17,000, 17,000, 18,000. That's a good income. I like that. And we're gonna do 20,000 in September because now, ever since I renewed them, the ad for free ride actually works. Because before that I was advertising some free merry-go-round. So it had only 1/8 effectiveness. Also, I've started writing an article about the guest generation for the Roller Coaster Tycoon wiki. Because I wanna like fill that properly with articles, like articles that are, you know, kind of like my videos but in article form, so that we have a good, serviceable wiki. Someone said make actual rainbow swinging inverter ships. I'm kind of thinking what's the best way to do that. I think the best way to do it is kind of do it in a like 3 and then 3 on the back of it. So the rainbow goes kind of around the corner. Okay, I'm gonna have to move these stalls over a bit. Alright, 4 more. Well, no, that won't fit. Hang on, we need to go a little bit more this way. Otherwise the monorail will be in the way. Swinging inverting ships are kind of annoying to me always. Because I'll stagger them. You know what, that's a goddamn perfect idea. Who are you so wise in the ways of rainbows? Now it might seem like I'm not doing that, but I'm going to stagger the other row because there's more space on the other side. So yeah. But as I was saying, the swinging inverted ship is a bit annoying because it only literally has 2 spots for the entrance and exit. It's a 4x1 ride, same size as the Ferris wheel, but the Ferris wheel has has 10 spots, literally every single available spot, like a lot of other flat rides. You know, all of these, the top spin, the twist, you know, you can place it all around. Like the Ferris wheel, and of course, you know, being able to do that makes it so you can place them next to each other, which makes for a perfect gay wheel. But you can't do that with the bloody swing inverter ships. Hello from Groningen. I finally catch you live on Twitch. Well, welcome Yvetten. Thank you for the follow. It's also annoying because I feel like default position is backwards, so I have to demolish it and it turned around. I mean, that just depends on the way that your screen is rotated. Come on, go away then. Thank you. Okay, you also go away. Thank you. By the way, with the right distraction strategy from the video, I have also completely revolutionized Roller Coaster Tycoon speedruns again. So, like 2 years ago, I did quite a bit of speedrunning. Because I was preparing for completing all the scenarios in a single day. Which I eventually did. It took me about 9 hours. And in that time, I found a lot of new strategies. Which are still being used or have been improved upon. And even though I don't have many records anymore, I was often the first to find the new strategy. And yes, I will boast about that because I'm proud of it. But then others who are better than me at, the mechanical side, clicking fast, that kind of stuff, which I'm not that great at it. Decent, but not that great. They improved upon my records again. And now with the right distraction setup, I really just demolished all the records. I mean, so far only one, because I haven't been bothered to do any others, but there's potential. Wait, oh, oops, I forgot exit path. Luckily, you guys reminded me in time. The empty airfield had like for long downlinking around 6 minutes. Then I brought it down to like 5. And eventually to 4 and 3 minutes, 2 minutes 57 was my personal best. But then, hey there, I'm dead. Great speedrunner brought it down to 1 minute 59. Just under 2 minutes. Just slightly better, a little bit better route, but mostly just better gameplay. More optimized gameplay. Then using an OpenRCT2 exclusive bug that unfortunately is valid. I don't like it, but it's valid, so fair to use. Sparky IL brought it down to 1 minute 39. So it went from my best 257, which was at that point I set it the world record, to 159, then 139. And then this morning I halved that. I did a 49.8 seconds. And what that means is using OpenRCT2, the speed up function. I both built everything we need and got the 3000 guests in just 49 seconds. Make a YouTube short out of it. Oh, I'm already halfway writing a proper video around it. The video won't be that long. Compared to the previous video, it's absolutely a speedrun. I mean, it'll be probably like 6-7 minutes long. This is not like tiny. I can quickly actually do the speedrun for you. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see how fast I mean, I'm not going for any kind of new record here, but Heide Park, stream 2024. So, it'll be a bit slower because I'm in a modern version, which means there's a bit more lag. I'm using 0.3.5 for this. Okay, so I need to be at a zoom level of 0.3 of 3.75. Oh wait, no, it won't work. It won't be as fast here. You know why? Because empty airfield is down here now. And I need it to be like up here. I needed, in the old versions, in the original scenario order, empty airfield is in a different position, which makes it faster. You know why? Because that means that my mouse is positioned already here, so that I can immediately open it. Yeah, the time starts once you enter the park. It's not a bug report, it's on purpose the reordering, because this ordering... Hang on, let me zoom out a bit. This ordering is much more accurate. Like, accurate in terms of what the actual difficulty is. Because in the original, the ordering is all over the place. Hang on, let me properly do this. I'm gonna get an old version running. Old versions... 1.3.5. Is there an open park keybind? Is there? I don't think there is. There's an open park window keybind, which is bound to, I think, space for me. Okay, I opened the older version. It's starting up now, but it takes a while. Hey, that's also different. Look at this. Space is both bound to rotating and opening this window. But look at it. You can kind of see it being refreshed. But it stays at this window. It doesn't go to here. While in this version, I found... So hang on, let's... Look at this. It goes to this, which means I can automatically open it. So let's see if I can do the speedrun quickly. I need to be at 3.75 here. It's a very particular thing. I need to do that. Position the mouse, I believe, here. And let's see. Do I still remember it? Oh, hang on, I first need to alter a keybind that I already changed back. There we go. Okay, let's see. And then that, and then... Da-da-da. Okay, I did this all a bit wrong. Okay, and then now we just refresh the ads until we have 3,000 guests. $1,700. 2,200. 2,700, nearly there. 3,000. Oh yeah, I don't have early completion on, but with early completion we would have gotten it. So basically, that's the speed run. Okay, you know, I kind of messed the order of clicking things up, so I was a little bit slow. But I'll show you what happens, because I think it's interesting. I'll take a look at the new viewports later, Max, but I can't do that in this version. So basically, what we do is first, I have my mouse here. I scroll down once in this menu, and then I have my mouse here. That's why it's important that empty airfield is at the place it is. Because in the original, it's all the way down, and I can't get it high enough for my mouse to be in the correct position. Then I immediately press space twice, which rotates the screen, but also opens the park window, which in this version still goes from this to this. Because look at this, pressing space once and then twice. So space is keybound to both rotating and opening the park window. Then I press that to open it. Then I click that to go to it, which is also really, really useful. Instead of having to drag it to it, then I press Z to close all the windows. R, then we build a sky tower and open it. Z, build a cotton candy stall, and we build a drink stall and a toilet stall. Z, then S, which opens both the finances and the staff window. I hire a staff member on entertainer. I increase the loan to the max. Then I speed up. And then I start advertising. I do still need to close the windows because of lag. But for now that's fine. So then I close the windows, move away, reopen this and start advertising further. And then, well, we continue advertising. You get the idea. I don't need to do that again. So how does this work? Well, I already showed a bit about the mouse being in the correct position at the start. What we do then is we build the sky tower, which has multiple purposes. It's a transport ride, so people always kind of want to go for it. And it's a free transport ride, that's the important thing, so people always go for it. If that's the best available ride. It's a lift, which means it can't break down. Also, it's a lift, which means it's a covered ride. So in case it rains, the guests that head for it, heading for Sky Tower 919, they keep heading for it. Because if it's not a covered ride and it starts raining, they will leave. So the lift is both because it's a covered ride and because it can't break down. It's incredibly useful. And it's a pre-built design that comes with the game, so you're allowed to use it. You don't need to build your own. Then I built one cotton candy stall and 2 inaccessible stalls, 1 drink stall and 1 toilet. And as you can see here, guests are heading for the lift, for the toilet and for the drink stall and buying food. Food is to keep their energy up, which is very important. And as long as they are happy, have energy and are heading for a ride or a stall, they won't leave. And that's what they're all doing. I mean, a few are walking. So yeah, some do leave. I checked, and after completing it, I usually have about 3,000 guests in the park and about 3,500 total admissions. So about 1 in 7 has left, which is quite good actually. And that's how you do empty airfield in 49 seconds. You don't need to build any kind of complicated ride setup anymore. I can actually show you the actual good speed run. So this is an unlisted video. This is the actual speed run. All goes incredibly quickly. I'm not doing this at the moment, this is a video. I mean, it could have been done a little bit faster. But I was very happy with this time. Most of the time is still spent at getting the guests. Did we miss the actual Heide Park part? Now we're getting back to that. This is kind of an intermission. And 10 more seconds. While we just renew the ads as fast as possible. And I have submitted this to the speedrun board to review it. And it will be approved sometime soon, I assume. By the way, the reason I have S for both my financial window and staff is that it means they both pop up at the same time and I don't need to move my fingers. Because I have my setup. You know, if you have a keyboard in front of you, you can kind of try this. I have my thumb on space, my my pointer finger on R, my middle finger on S, and then my ring finger on Z. Which means I don't need to move them at all. I just need to use 4 keys. So space both rotates and opens the park window. And S both opens these two. And why am I so zoomed in? Well, look at this. This is 3.5, a window scale factor. When I open both of these, they go different. They're on different side of the screen. And when I go and do an ad, it also spawns on the wrong side of the screen. But if we are zoomed in one more, then they open both on the left side. And also here, both on the left side. So it's much closer, it's much faster to do. You have to move your mouse less. Which means it's all faster. So I optimized this kind of set of hotkeys very much for this particular speedrun. And that's how I managed to do it all so quickly. At first, I was struggling to get times under a minute. Yeah, eventually, I got even 1 minute flat to the millisecond. Because I was also increasing the admission price still. But then I figured, hang on, 10 is probably enough if I just max out the loan. And turns out it is. Anyway. Let's get back to our Heide Park stream. Let's also turn the noise back on. There we go. Heide Park. That was a little detour about an empty airfield speedrun. Someone wanted to see the entire park. Well, it is this. Alright, let's have a little drink. Thank you for the follow. Sistron. 010. 010. Okay, so I just kind of left it running. I did not pause it or anything. Which means that the ads are still running, but we made just a load of money. We could start paying back the loan, but it's not. It's 4 million. I mean, Alton Towers is more. It's like 4.55 million. And the video where I paid that back did very well. It was a lot of fun to do. Fun fact: the video where I paid back the loan as fast as I could in Alton Towers is actually where I unintentionally discovered the right distraction strategy. I think it was Nusse who capitalized on it, and I'm not sure if he got it from that video, but... Oh yeah, the new viewports. So I shoot... Oh. What? Something... You say improved, but this zooming doesn't work well at all. Well... Why? It's always like zooming very much to the exact bottom right. And yes, I am on the latest build. I updated right before I went live. Okay, zooming in like this works. I mean, it always zooms into the top left. You can rotate them now. Okay, that's nice. But the zooming doesn't work. What is that view? It's an extra viewport, which means if I want to spy, yeah, if I want, I don't know, keep an eye on. Hang on, where's the entrance? There, I can't zoom in on it. If I want to, keep an eye on how many guests are walking through the entrance, I can just have that, like, I don't know, like there, while I'm building my ride here. Hang on. Why do all the... Look at this. All the prices here go straight up, instead of moving to the left. That looks so weird. You can see it with the stalls here. They're going up and to the left, and he's just going straight up in the viewport. In fact, if I just go to the entrance... Oh wait, now it works. But if they're not on... No, they now still... Well, it's a bit buggy this still, but that you can rotate them is nice. I mean, I say it's nice. I never ever use them. I imagine they might be nice if I want to have like 2 different bits of the park on the screen at once for a video. Other than that, I've never felt the need to use them. I didn't know about them, but I never felt the need. Okay, so you discovered the method yourself. Honestly, I wouldn't expect anything less from you. When I, you know, quote-unquote discovered it, I didn't really... I mean, I didn't know that I got 3,000 guests in Alton Towers without guests going on a ride. So I didn't know that it was something, but I didn't try to capitalize on it. Okay, this needs to be for Wood and Wild Mouse 1. I kind of like these helixes for the inverted roller coaster, because they're different. Because they're a quarter helix and they go down 1 unit in a quarter helix. You know, if we go down up, if we go up a little bit more and then take the helix down. Look at that! Isn't that a fantastic looking helix? This looks a lot better than the much more dense ones from actual roller coasters. What do I mean? Why did I say actual roller coasters? Like, this isn't an actual roller coaster. Older roller coasters. Yeah, the flying coaster is basically this ride, but you know, a few different elements available. It's also available to the suspended swinging coaster, to the compact inverted coaster. Basically, inverted coaster types have this. And I assume that is actually, I never thought about it, but I just realized this. It's because they need extra clearance. Because, you know, a helix like this. God damn it, this thing doesn't have helixes. A helix like this wouldn't work for the inverted coaster because it needs 3 units of clearance and there's only like 2 1/4 here. Or I get, you know, kind of 2, but you can kind of do every now and then a normal turn in between, so it's a bit weird. But yeah, that wouldn't fit with the 3 units of clearance that an inverted coaster needs. Hence the need for different helixes. I think that's why they did it. Kind of makes sense, right? I absolutely love the way it looks. This is a very nice coaster, if I say so myself. The guests shall absolutely adore it. Okay, I want to try something. I mean, ignore what's there, but I want to find out about YouTubers I don't know yet. Not speed skating, yes. Because a friend and I were doing a speed skating quiz thing that he made. Tell me about a YouTuber that you really like that you think I might not know yet. And I was... Why does this default to no entrance? Did I do that somewhere? I think I did that when I wanted plain. Here. Nilaus. What does Nilaus do? Nilaus, any Austin. I know Tirzu. I do watch Tirzu every now and then. So I'm not gonna write that one down. Nilaus plays Factorio a lot. I'm not sure if that will be for me then. I mean, I've played Factorio, but I don't really play it anymore at all. You might like Flandrew. Is that an Andrew from Flanders? Miguel Seque... I don't know how to pronounce that. Miguel Sequeira, I think, something like that. So Max, what does any Austin do? Have you considered Satisfactory? Yes, but just, I don't know, haven't really played it, but my brothers played it and they liked it. And also, what does Miguel Sequeira do? How fast are we researching? I mean, normal funding. I want a plugin that just immediately sets it to max funding. So, I mean, I don't actually want that, because a lot of the time I don't want that, but... in these kind of scenarios, I usually do want it, and I always forget. Thank you for your follow, Vuro. Oh, we got the dengue slide, baby. Hang on, do we just have 2 demon drops? Now, one from RST1 without path, because in RST1 you saved designs without any path or... Wait a minute. Hang on. This is odd. Hang on, I gotta show you something. Look at this. So, okay, I've done. I need to find Evergreen Gardens. There we go. Look at this bit. When I'm placing the mazes, I'm placing them with their entrance and exits, right? I don't have to do them manually, and that was actually done in RST1. But you can only save roller coasters without an entrance and exit building in RCT1. Because look at this, all these designs, they don't have an exit and entrance building, and that's how you save them. But apparently mazes are different enough, we don't have it available here, but apparently mazes are different enough that you do save it with the entrance and exit building there. And that makes sense, because a maze is very much dependent on where the exit and entrance building are. But I only just realized that. Okay, so Miguel Sequeira is a guitar YouTuber. There's a lot of dueling guitar videos. Like hard rock versus metal. Hang on. Hang on. Miguel It's queer. I've seen that, I think. Oh, maybe not. His views are not that. Hang on, let me show by most. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen like 1 or 2 of these. Okay, also draw fee. Silly art stuff, play some games sometimes. And most likely not for me. We'll see. Someone also mentioned Vinhittero. Yeah, I know Lord Vinhittero. He's funny. I haven't watched the video of him in ages, but he's funny. He does funny faces. And checking out Charles. To be honest, I don't watch Charles's videos. Actually, I don't really watch any Roller Coaster Tycoon videos. The only ones I occasionally watch are from Tony Mosky. Well, I don't watch Dirklink's videos. I mean, like, I don't know, maybe like once a month or once every 2 months I might watch one, but even that, not really. I don't watch Stu's videos. I mean, a lot of these people I think are making great content. It's just that I don't watch them. Like Dirklink, fantastic content, of course. You know, someone like Mick and Man, great content as well. OpenRT2 tutorials, a great channel. Flixby, this RT minutes videos. Fidwell, of course. It's just not the content I watch. Same goes for Charles. And to be honest, that's the content most people don't watch. Because Charles's videos, or Charles, are mostly just kind of standard playthroughs. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you know, if you compare my views to the views of most standard playthrough channels, then I do get a lot more views. And that's because it's the style of videos that I do is apparently something that people enjoy more. And I even see that within my channels. My Marcel Plays RCT series is not viewed terribly well. It's kind of paradoxically at the same time my most requested series and my worst performing series. I preferred Stu's vlogs. He didn't make a lot of them, did he? I did watch one back in the day. What was it, like 2018 or so? When he went, I think he went camping. It's also your only series. I mean, I kind of have the ride overviews, which I guess people also do request, but not that much. But not just that people request it, people also say they absolutely love it whenever a video releases. The comments on those videos are incredibly positive, much more so than most of my videos. It's kind of like an ASMR relaxed style thing, but only like for the core community that just loves my voice and the way I speak. Annie Austin makes unemployment survey videos about towns. Unemployment in the towns Pokemon Skyrim, along with videos about unusual and odd plays in various games that you probably weren't meant to look in depth at. That kind of sounds like a thing up my alley. I like to watch El Toro Ryan for real coaster stuff. I used to watch Coaster Bot a bit for real life roller coaster stuff. He made like analysis videos, like either like a ride overview for an actual real life ride, I don't think he called it that, but that was basically what it was. Or, you know, a general thing about roller coaster safety. I mean, he was basically me, but for real life theme parks. Although, slightly less murder. Busted bench sighting. Yeah, there's one here, right? This is about the most you can make from the entrance, by the way. The highest average money that guests can spawn with is 100. Here it's set to 80, so they spawn with 70, 80, 90 or 100. If you do this 100, they can spawn with 90, 100, 110 or 120. Which means you can set the entry price to 90. Currently here it's set to 70. I have all the ads running and they're all as effective as possible. I mean, you can, you know, increase the soft guest cap and also get natural guest generation, in which case actually you can probably nearly double this. But assuming you don't do that, you only rely on ads, then this is, you know, close to the most you can do. And we do have a lot of guests now at 4,500. Time to get some more entertainers. By the way, some people in the comments asked also how I managed to name my entertainers furries. Because, you know, it said hire new furry and, you know, it automatically named them furry 1, furry 2 in the video. And that's actually really simple. OpenRCT2 has a language file. So all I did was replace some words for in the file for British English. And fire all the staff. You know what? Tingy. I'll confess a thing. I went hiring new staff to remind you all that you could fire the staff, and I was hoping someone would, because it would be funny. You fell for it. You're gullible. Well, that's not gullible, but you're easily persuadable? I don't know the correct word for this, but whatever. Trickable? I'm trying to sound smug, but it's not really working. They were horny for a bit. Yeah. I thought I did that at the very end of the video. Like, I had rendered the video, and then, you know, after I render a video, I watch it through and make any alterations before rendering it again. And almost always there's at least one alteration, but sometimes there isn't. But in a video this long, of course there are. You know, I changed a few things, added some extra arrows, or, you know, lined some stuff better, yeah, that kind of stuff. And I also thought, wouldn't it be funny if just for one shot, instead of furry, it said horny furry. And at that point I was like, oh, I have to do this now. And so, for one shot, it says horny furries. Suggestible, that's a good word, yeah. I remember finding out that you can build these through the rails, the path through the train tracks, without using zero clearance. About 6 years after that was implemented. I've been using zero clearance for about 6 years before I found out that you don't need to. You used to need to use that for a very short amount of time, and then I was like, you don't need to. It just automatically does that. And I never realized. I learned this second. Fair enough. It reminds me of the 1 in 10,000 comic, right? Doesn't really apply that much here, but... Or the 10,000 a day. Doesn't really apply that much here. Because this is not something like that's obvious that you should know, but... Sometimes you have those things, right? Then... You know, you're talking with someone or something, someone does something wrong or... Whatever. And then... The reaction is like, oh my god, how do you not know that? Like, everyone knows that. But the thing is, while in this case the other person might not know something that's very obvious to most people, there's guaranteed to also be something you don't know that's very obvious to most people. And XKCD made a comic about it, which is calculated based on how many people are born in I think the USA, and then, you know, how many people, and if you're expected to know by that age, how many people a day learn that new thing. And it was about 10,000 on average. And then it was like, oh, you don't know? And then the comic was like, you know, person A saying to person B, oh, you don't know this? Well, you're one of today's lucky 10,000. Because you're gonna learn about this. But I think that's a healthy attitude to have. And of course, there are just some people that just don't know a lot of common stuff. You know, it's like if they're you know, someone who's 30 years old and can't cook more than fry an egg, then yeah, you should know that. And you know, it's not unexpected if someone is like, how do you not know that? But at the same time, alright, you don't know, well, let's learn. Like, yeah, it's a bit weird that you didn't know, but the fact is, you didn't. That's where we are. And from now on, the best way to move forward is to just start learning. I think that's kind of a healthy attitude to have in, you know, for more things. You know, if you completely just screw something up, and then you're like, you know, you wrong someone or something like that, then it's like, all right, that happened. I did a bad thing, and you know, that's not good, but it happened. And of course, other people may hold a grudge over that, and that's entirely fair, but let's also just try to move on from it and see what we can do now. Of course, that doesn't stop my brain from replaying embarrassing moments in my head when I'm trying to sleep, even though logically I know not also that I was 15 at the time and that the other person probably doesn't even remember. Name a ride of your choice. Name the top spin the bee by Amorphis. I guess it's kind of bee colored, but what does it mean? What's this a reference to? Amorphis is a Finnish band. Honestly, I think you can... Already? Mate, I built you like 2 minutes ago. No mechanics are hired. Oh, goddamn, we don't have any staff. Oh, it is a song by Amorphis. Now, I think you can like take any word that sounds a bit like Amorphis and it'll be a Scandinavian metal band. Well, let's see how quick it gets fixed. There must be someone on their way. What? We had a lot of broken down rides. Damn. Still no one's heading for it. Oh, now, there we go. Number 14. Alright, he's got quite a way to go. All the way around here. Finland is Baltic. That language has more in common with Estonian than any Scandinavian language. Yeah, and weirdly, Hungarian. They are the Uralic languages. And, you know, Finnish and Estonian I can kind of get. You know, they're very northern. They're very kind of remote. And they're next to each other. But how on earth did Hungary end up with a Uralic language? It's surrounded by, like, Czechia, Poland, Romania, that kind of country. Well, not Czechia, I think. It's like, not Poland, like, it's further down. Like Slovenia, Croatia, Slovakia, Austria, Romania, those kind of countries. How and those all speak like Slavic languages or Romance languages. How did an isolated pocket of a Uralic language end up there? Lithuanian and Latvian are just Slavic, right? Now, helix up again, please. Thank you very much. Now, this helix goes up from 9 meters. This one goes down from 12. Which means that at the point they meet, the one from 9 has already gone up a bit, and the one from 12 has already gone down a tiny bit. Which means they're actually quite close to each other. Yeah, and this doesn't look safe. Very safe, very safe, very. That wasn't English very good. I'm sure it will be fine. I mean, it will be. In Roller Coaster Tycoon terms, absolutely. But then again, in Roller Coaster Tycoon, anyone can survive a 200 meter fall. I mean, not actually. You can't drop people from 200 meters. The game limit is not tall enough for that. 180 works, though. That's kind of like a good, like a sort of very nerdy, not good joke. Why can't guests in Roller Coaster Tycoon survive a 200 meter fall? Because it's impossible to make them fall 200 meters. I mean, yeah, if you fall while riding a dinghy, you will absolutely die. You don't even have to fall. If you just encroach on the grass at 1 kilometer an hour, you will violently explode. Okay, so this... Screw it, I'm gonna... God damn it, there's a ride under there. This all doesn't work. Ah! I express my frustration by yelling. Ah! If we want to talk real reasons why the dinghies explode, it's because roller coasters already exploded, and Chris Sawyer was like, well, I could program in a whole new thing, or I could just make them explode. Hey, that's easier. It's also funny. Ooh, we're nearing 5,000 guests. Yeah, I don't think any real-life coasters has ever exploded. But I think that was the easiest thing. Because if they don't explode, then they're gonna have to lie there, the trains. And, I mean, you could just make them disappear. But exploding is more fun. And looks a bit better. Like, I can believe that the train exploded and killed everyone. That's much more immersive than if it just disappears. What's the park goal? Pretty sure we've already reached it. I think it's 2,500 guests. Unless we also need to... No, we don't need to pay back the loan for these calls. That would be ridiculous. I think it's a timed guest goal. Honestly, I wouldn't know for sure. This maze even has a tiny inaccessible bit. Inaccessible? Inaccessible, that's better English. There we go. Now that's a proper maze, baby. They explode for the same reason the guests drown. It was easier and more fun. I'm not sure about the more fun part, but yeah, drowning was a lot easier. That he literally said that in an article. He could either make them swim to shore and get out, or just replay a drowning animation until they die. And that one was deemed a lot easier. Can you still make one-way hedges? What do you mean still? What do you mean one-way hedge? Hang on, I gotta try this. Because... I'm not sure how you would make a one-way hedge. Is that a thing? I'm not sure about that. I don't remember how to do it, but you could make work within 2 times 2 by 2 tiles. Well, I'm not gonna take my chances on this and faff about for a while. And if you remember, just post in the Discord and tag me. I don't like these black rings. They remind me of my soul too much. Hey, we hit 5,000 guests. I still think it's a shame this one doesn't go above 5,000. Because the graph just stops now. I think it should be dynamic. I think it should end at 5,000. But once you go above 5,000, I think, you know, the skill should change. It should maybe like double or something like that. You know, 0, 2,000, 4,000 and so on. Hey, we got the best custom designed rides award. Neat. So what is the most popular ride in the park? The monorail Schwebebahn. Followed by Hoogbahn, which is not a monorail. They don't even have multiple stations. I guess they're free transport rides, which helps. Still though. Damn. Also, is also doing quite well. So is Maze 1, yeah, with 64 guests in the maze. And a maze that is not too difficult to solve. It'll go relatively quickly. We're 1300 guests an hour here. That's not too bad. Total customers, a big loop wins. Fewest, Space Rings 1 with 4. I mean, these are obviously all just new rides. What's the one with the fewest? That's Merry-Go-Round 1. It's the one with the fewest riders that was originally in the park. You know why? Because it doesn't have a bloody queue line. That's stupid. Alright, see ya, Doodle. You have to listen to the 2 songs I posted in the music channel. Alright, but not on stream, obviously. Why haven't we gotten any... Oh, I was about to complain why we didn't get any new thrill rides, and we're about to get a thrill ride. Well, that's nice. Oh, we got the swing suspended. I don't like it. I'm not gonna build it. It's a terrible ride. In fact, I will build a log flume instead. The swing suspended coaster is incredibly bulky and ugly. Alligator show is in the way. I always wish there were more thrill rides in the game. Yeah, it's kind of lacking, isn't it? You're absolutely right about that. There are quite a lot of flat rides, but like gentle rides, but not a lot of thrill rides. I mean, just look at this. Okay, let's not do any of the Time Twister Wacky World variants. Why is it all double? Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of these. This is what we have in terms of flat, gentle rides. And this is the thrill ride selection. That is ridiculous. Water ride selection is also not that much, but tracked rides you can at least do a lot of different things with. Transport rides, of course, also not that much, but you don't need that much. And roller coasters, yeah, we got a lot. If we do enable Time Twister and Wacky Worlds variants, we do get quite a few more thrill rides, including a billion different twist variants. But of course, gentle rides we also got a lot of. Like we got a maze ride, a space rings, and a time machine. And of course we have Chinese dragon head dodgems, and Cyclops dodgems, and flower power dodgems, which are super overpowered, and flying saucers, and skidoo dodgems. What would you even put in besides a variation of the twist? There is some kind of different variation of a magic carpet out there. You've got the zipper ride. I mean, I'm not that knowledgeable on the rides, but I know there's got to at least be a few more. We also have a ton of car rides. We have black cabs, butterfly cars, or carnival butterfly cars, carnival frog cars, carnival lizard cars, Cheshire cats, hover cars, husky cars, which I used to really, really love back in the day. Pegasus cars. Honestly, this aesthetic is great. I love the aesthetic of the bathhouse scenery set. Pickup trucks is default, racing, sports, vintage. These are all so iconic. Also, Crooked House, Fun House. This is building containing warped rooms and angles corridors to disorientate people walking through it. Makes sense. Building containing moving walls and floors to disorientate people walking through it. Okay, slightly different, I guess. Hall of Mirrors. Building containing warped mirrors which distorts the reflection of the viewer. I mean, that makes sense. They're all just, they function as a crooked house. They don't do anything different. And a haunted jailhouse. Building containing dungeons and mannequins of incarcerated figures to scare people walking through it. It's just a crooked house. Aren't the carnival cars only really used in one park? Yeah, they're in Rio Carnival, but I got love for these kind of expansion thingies. You've also got so many here, like you got air-powered vertical coaster trains, the standard, the normal ones. They got boomerang trains and hot rod trains. You got your 6-seater bobsleighs and your bobsleigh trains, but also Black Death trains and penguin trains. Corkscrew has bullet trains, conger eel trains, the standard trains, dragon trains, great white shark trains, limousine trains, and seal trains. This is ridiculous. We've got condor trains and pterodactyl trains. And yellow taxi trains. Bengal tiger cars. And you got Cerberus trains. Anaconda trains. Barnstorming trains. It's panda trains, but those are kind of a different thing. So many gangster trains. So many ridiculous train types. TGV trains. Yeah, it's incredibly oddly specific. Harpies trains. And so many animals as well. Police car trains, which is, of course, they're chasing the gangster trains. The gangster cars. The powered mine ride didn't get anything. Mine train coaster also didn't get any variant. Oh god. Automobile cars, which is a default. Rocket cars, which is also a default. And so is toboggan. Then we also got Jaguar cars. Jet plane cars. Lion cars. Trabant cars. Which is like a Russian car brand, I believe. Now for the mini says Dragonfly, Hoverboard, Standard Laydown, Sputnik. Oh, Trabant's East German. East Germany was influenced by the Soviets, so close enough. And here we got Jetpack Booster and Koala Car. There's not a single new ride type in the Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 expansions. They do, like, they might have slightly different bonuses for the trains, have different bonuses for the excitement, intensity, nausea ratings. They did sometimes alter that, but other than that, it just looks different, and maybe it's like a different length. Like police cars and reverser cars. They do the same. They also have battering ram trains, rhino trains, and then the default ostrich. How many goddamn animals? We have an entire rainforest or an entire savanna of animals here. Steeplechase. I mean, we have 3 default steeplechase, which are horses, motorbikes, and for some reason soapboxes. But then we also got hoverbikes, jousting knights, racing raptors. Oh yeah, here, these are ridiculous. The 1950s rockets, which are massive. Hang on, I'll select them. I'll show you how long the trains are. Football trains, which look just ridiculous. Gorilla trains, sloth trains, seaplane cars. These are default. These are also default, and these are also default. You got the surfing. We got the Valkyries trains. It's just ridiculous. Time to renew the ads. Sloths, famously known for going fast. Oh yeah. It's ridiculous how many there are. Okay, so look at this. How incredibly long the longest 1950s rocket cars train is. Look at this. This is 7 cars. You know, the longest corkscrew train's quite long, yeah. But we'll compare it to this one. And also to a corkscrew train, which is kind of like a normal train. Okay, so we're gonna make you not depart. And then this. Look at how much shorter that is. That's ridiculous. 5 cars of these are the same length as 7 cars of the suspended swinging coaster. And the suspended swinging coaster 7-car train is the longest train in the game. If you don't count the expansions. And this is a corkscrew train, which is even shorter. And that's also quite a long train. And it's 8 cars. It's ridiculous how stupidly long this 1950s rocket car train is. It should easily be the longest in the game. I don't think I've missed any, so pretty sure of that. Meanwhile, this log flume has been set here with presumably all the water just flowing out here. They constantly need to refill it because all the water was flowing out of this bit that was just being worked on. Or well, rather not being worked on. How long are the hypercoaster trains? A bit shorter than the normal suspended swinging coaster trains. Wow, what just happened? We were at like 190 viewers, then a few minutes later 214, and now it says 164. Either the view counter is bugged or 50 people clicked off in like 2 minutes. And if that's true, then I assume that those people weren't watching in a normal way, but rather came from some other source, maybe? I don't know. Not a fan of rocket trains. Always such a weird reason for people to stop watching en masse. Did everyone miss a raid? No, no raid happened. No one missed anything. It's just weird. Maybe some bot fuckery. Who knows? Okay, we got the ball. The first throw right we unlocked, and it's the ball. Did you know that there are people out there who have just one ball? I even know of someone who has just one testicle. For those of you who watch Smosh, Spencer on there has just one testicle. I don't remember why, but I think it had to be removed at some point. He mentioned it in some video, I don't know. The average human has one testicle. Yes, and the average human also has one breast. And slightly less than 2 legs and 2 arms. Some of us have no balls. Well, that sounds like a you problem. There's a song about a famous person who only had one ball, but I won't repeat it here. Is the person so bad that you don't want to repeat the name here? Like, if it's someone like Hitler, you can mention the name, that's fine. You know, it's fine to make fun of people like Hitler. It is Hitler. Of course it is. Yeah, true. Or is that just a song about it? Thank you for the 26 months, Darky Kitty. Hang on. Did Hitler have one testicle? The rumor may be an urban myth, possibly originating from the contemporary British military song Hitler Only Has One Ball. Hitler's doctor Erwin Giesing and his personal physician Theodor Morel disregarded the idea of Hitler's monarchism and said there was nothing wrong with Hitler's testicles. It's from a Wikipedia article named Possible Monarchism of Adolf Hitler. But and if you don't know what the word monarchism means, then it's not as funny, but it's literally a Wikipedia article about the fact that Hitler may only have had a single testicle. Which I find quite hilarious. Song is a banger, I'm sure it is. Did Hitler like Taylor Swift? I know there's a subreddit called Taylor Swiftler, or something like that. Which, if I remember correctly, is images of Hitler with quotes of Taylor Swift on it. From Taylor Swift songs. If you've never seen Bridge on the River Kwai, I highly recommend it. I know that Top Gear tried to build a bridge over the River Kwai, but accidentally built a bridge over the River Cock. Because of course they would. Only Top Gear would do that. And of course that's all on purpose. The film has Obi-Wan in it. Who is Obi-Wan? I mean, I know he's from Star something, but I think Star Wars. Like, that's literally all I know. Like Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? I don't know anything about the character. One of the actors was Alec Guinness, who was the OG Obi-Wan. Right. People talk about a lot with actors, like, and that... I never give a damn about that. If my brother is like that, you're like, oh, I want to see this movie. It got, like, this good actor in it. And I'm like, alright, I've never heard of him. Then again, I actually do care about that. But not with movies, because I don't give a crap about movies. But if you tell me that some YouTube video has this YouTuber I like in it, I'll be like, oh, damn, oh, well, I'll give it a shot. I'm very much a YouTube boy. I watch, I think, an unhealthy amount of YouTube. It's... I mean, I don't have many entertainment channels that way of entertainment I use. I use YouTube a lot. Then again, there are so many different YouTube channels. Because I watch YouTube channels about history. I watch them, you know, documentaries. I watch them, you know, for Minecraft videos. Music stuff. You know, both actual songs, but also music analysis stuff. I probably will most likely listen to songs if they contain certain guest artists. I mean, it makes total sense, because, you know, if you know you like an actor's work, and you know, ooh, they're in this movie, then of course you're more likely to go to it. It's like with song artists, you know. I like Nightwish, so if Marco Itala guest stars in some kind of song, you know, I like him in Nightwish, so I probably like him in that song too. It makes total sense. Yeah, same with YouTube or any person whose work you like. Tonight, at Top Gear, Hammond crashes swinging suspended rocket trains into a crowd of people. James confirms if Hitler only had one testicle or not. And Richard splits up the country of Luxembourg into Luxem and Berg. By Hammond and Richard. I think you made a mistake there. That's the same person. For anyone who doesn't get it. Richard Hammond. You're missing Jeremy Clarkson. I think the first should be I. Tonight at Top Gear. I crash swinging suspended rocket trains into a crowd of people. James confirms if Hitler only had one testicle or not. And Richard splits up the country of Luxembourg into Luxem and Berg. I think I kind of got the the cadence of Clarkson right there, but probably not really. Also, thank you for the 195 bits. Angie Tsundere Mage. Tsundere Mage? I know Tsundere is some kind of Japanese thing. Sorry, that's as far as I get. A Japanese thing. I found your channel a few days back and I've been watching basically every video of yours. I just wanted to show some appreciation for your hard work. Well, thank you. Glad you enjoyed. Thanks for the amazing content. Sorry for the bits, that's all I had left. Ooh, I'm sorry I gave you some money. Nothing to apologize for. Got no more thrill. I want my goddamn thrill rides. Tsundere is like someone pretends to dislike you but flirts at the same time or something like that. Okay, I thought it might have just been an anime. I don't know. I just knew it was some kind of Japanese thing. So if you told me it was an anime, I would have believed it. Because I don't watch anime. I mean, I watch Avatar. It's kind of anime. It's not Japanese, but there's all discussion in communities whether Avatar counts as anime. In the meantime, we have nearly hit 6,000 guests already. Which is quite a lot. Much more than you can actually get in RST1. I was quite shocked to find out that the sprite limit was only 5,000 in RST1. Now, I did not find that out for this video. I found it out a while ago already, but you know, Blackpool Pleasure Beach, the guest goal is 3,500. And the sprite limit is only 1,100 higher. But you also have a lot of trains and stuff. And staff. In fact, let's do a little check. If we start up a Blackpool Pleasure Beach park. And then we just get rid of all the guests. And then we do... There are 376 sprites here, which is all the trains and staff combined. So even if you build no extra rides, you can only get to about 4,200 guests. I mean, there's also a bunch of staff. Not that many actually, really few for a park this big. Only 23 staff. But still, I never realized the limit was that low. I'm back to Heide Park. I think I improved it massively. I mean, to be honest, it's gotten a bit uglier, hasn't it? But it's also gotten a lot better rides. Because the best ride at Heide Park was, you know, in terms of kind of, you know, biggest coaster, was kind of the Corkscrew and the SLC. But now we got a big Woody and a big invert and, you know, also a Wild Mice coaster. Oh yeah, and a Mine Train coaster. It's all very, very nice. What counts as a sprite? So I might be forgetting something, but of course a guest, a ride, vehicle, and every car counts individually. So this is 14 cars, 7 per train, 2 trains, 14 sprites. Staff, ducks, and I think balloons and banners are separate and have their own limits. I'm not sure. I think 300 balloons in the air is the limit. Pretty sure of that. Banners, I think it's 255. Of course, it might all be different now in OpenRS2, but I'm going for the original ones. And I'm, you know, for flat rides, I'm not entirely sure. Because I know, for example, that the ball is not a sprite, but I'm not sure about the merry-go-round, for example. Because it does kind of move. I do believe that the we don't have it available, but the motion simulator was a sprite. Because when I did that, how many guests can you get? That video, which was years ago. It was one of my earliest videos I ever spoken. I got to 9,520 guests, which included 64 long queue line motion sims and each counted as a sprite. I already did quite well back then. Of course, nowadays I could get more than that without trapping them explicitly with a no entry sign. Because that was kind of one of the restrictions I put on myself there. Because if not, you can just trap them and advertise and get 9601, but that's boring. Ooh, we made over 300,000 admission income. We're also more than 2 years in, and we're doing about 20,000 every 3 months, and we're about 18 months in. So that is 160,000 in loan interest. And that's not right. 120,000. So that's quite a lot of loan interest. In situations like this, your loan interest is a problem. Oh, we got to 21,000. Oh, damn, this is a great month. We do have 2 awards of running, but the natural gas generation is low because we're over the soft gas cap. But damn, we're already on 22,000 in April. Hey, speaking of the motion sim, we just got it. Okay, so we got to 23,805. That's got to be a record, right? Oh, well, we hit 23,000 in May as well. Oh, 23,695 in October. Still a new record. But by a smaller amount than I thought it would be. Oh, I'm so goddamn excited for the video I'm working on with Nusse, which is the highest amount of profit you can get in a single month. There are so many interesting ways and things. It's gonna be another big project. But in the meantime, I think it's enough for this stream. I think I've improved Heide Park dramatically. Yeah, the guy is just called Nuts. And he is nuts. Like, literally every single new improvement in my videos is like, either I found it, but quite frequently it's like, yeah, credits to Nusse. I mean, I'm still finding the things myself as well, but Nusse is you're revolutionizing stuff. Alright, I want to thank you very much for watching. And I will now send you off to Brian, who renamed himself Amusement Academy, to be kind of more in line with other channels and platforms he has. So, yeah, say hi to him. We have a raid message. There it is. Thank you very much, Isaac. You know, spam that there and all that stuff. That's what you do with a raid. Brian is about, you know, he's an actual real-life theme park engineer. Alright, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on Wednesday. And I bid thee goodbye. Sleep tight.